So I'm making salmon, and this is a whole side of a salmon. I'm going to fillet this, and I'm going to be cooking it in my avocado oil, which I have heated right here on the stove. Go ahead and get this started. So this is my dinner. I did a meal prep and I made some salmon, and I am having a huge piece for dinner along with some vegetables. And that's what we're having as our last meal of the day. I'm eating kind of late today because I usually try to finish before 7, but it's already 8:08, so I probably won't finish eating till about 8:20 or 8:30 tonight. Anyhow, I gotta go eat. It's around 2:15 p.m. Saturday, getting ready to break my fast. Here I'm eating the rest of my salmon that I had last night. And this is probably at least a 5-ounce or 6-ounce piece of salmon right here by itself. I have a few of the stir-fry vegetables I have, and then I have 2 eggs with about an ounce of triple cheddar cheese. This is how I'm breaking my fast today. Give you a look with the lights. And that look good. I'm getting ready to go and eat you all. I am downtown Oklahoma City in Bricktown. I am at the Adele Gibbons comedy show, you all. Bricktown Comedy Club. So we're at the comedy club downtown Oklahoma City, Bricktown Comedy Club for the Adele Gibbons show. Getting ready to go in. Had a really, really good night down here at the comedy show. Adele Gibbons, Oklahoma City, Bricktown. Great show. Crowded, lots of people. And I've really got to do this more often. Hey, Big Mama. Come on. The comedy show was great. Adele Gibbons was great. Had a great time down in Bricktown, Oklahoma City. There's my ride. There's my ride. This is early Sunday morning, and I am up. I was looking for something like really, really fast to eat. I do have some salmon in the refrigerator that's already prepped. I have some sausage, but I wanted something different. So I'm making a keto crustless pizza. And here I have the different cheeses with just a little bit of pizza sauce. And then I have, I think I have about 3 or 4 different cheeses on here. Some pepperoni slices, and then some of the ground beef that I prepped. And then I went ahead and seasoned it. I'm going to let this cook a few more minutes, and I cook this on low on a small skillet. And this is a crustless keto pizza. Very, very good. The mozzarella cheese is the crust. Okay, so my crustless pizza is ready. I've already started taking it out of the pan around the sides. I'm going to go ahead and take this out, put it on the plate, you all. Okay, as you can see, your pizza will just slide out on your plate. There you have your crustless pizza, and you can see it's got some thickness to it. It's very, very good. I'm also going to add in a couple of spring rolls to this. this is going to be my breakfast. So I've added in a few toppings to this. I added in some grated cheese, grated Parmesan cheese, and some red crushed peppers. Now, I probably may not eat all this pizza now, maybe about half or a quarter of it, but I wanted something different, and this is most certainly feels that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and taste the pizza. Mm, mm, mm. That pizza is right on time. Like I said, the mozzarella cheese is the crust. Let me show that to you. So you can see how that cooks and comes out very, very well. Great way to make a pizza and hit the spot. These scenic spots tend to be always taken. This pizza is so good. These spring rolls, I believe, are about 20 something, 20 calories, 20 carbs, but I'm only gonna have one. Going to be making some keto almond flour brownies today. These are the ingredients that I'll be using. There's 7 ingredients to this. You have your Hershey's cocoa, almond flour, some sweetener of choice. I'm using the monk fruit today, vanilla, butter, baking powder, 2 eggs, and I'm going to add in some semi-sweet chocolate chips. But I'll share this with you. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to my kitchen today. If this is your first time here, welcome in, welcome in. Today I'm going to be sharing a recipe with you of how to make some keto chocolate almond flour brownies. Something to satisfy the sweet tooth. I have a sweet tooth. I've been having a sweet tooth. So I went to the store and bought everything that I needed, but I hadn't made them yet. So today, come on into the kitchen with me. We're going to make some keto almond flour brownies. Let's go ahead and get started with this recipe. First, I'm going to pull you up just a little bit closer to my kitchen table so that you can see, what I am doing here. I'm going to be mixing first together the dry ingredients. I'm going to be using almond flour. I'm going to be using monk fruit for my sweetener. Some Hershey's cocoa 100% cacao chocolate. And some baking powder. And then everything else I'm going to leave over here. And these are going to be my liquid ingredients. So first, I'm going to start with my dry ingredients. Starting off, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 so that that'll already be ready for me to pop the brownies in the oven when I am done. I'm going to start with the wet ingredients as far as mixing everything into the bowl, and I do have my ingredients list here. So let's start with the wet ingredients first. We're going to have the 2 eggs. Whoops. Let me make sure that you can see this. Bring it closer here. A bit closer. And here I have added my 2 eggs. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of melted butter. Yeah, so 8 tablespoons equals a 1/2 cup of butter. I want to make sure that this, and I'm letting it melt about a minute at a time so it doesn't pop all over the microwave. But sometimes I have a sweet tooth and I like to kind of have something made. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this. and have it around. Okay, butter is melting up. I'm gonna let that sit so that can kind of get to room temperature and won't cook my eggs when I put my eggs in there. Go ahead and measure that out. Since this is the flavor, I'm gonna put just a little bit more. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just start mixing this together, and then I'm gonna add my butter in. So go ahead and mix your liquid ingredients together. And after I get all of my liquid ingredients mixed really good, then I'm gonna go ahead and add in my, since this is a little heated, I'm just making sure I'm adding in a little bit at a time and mixing it as I go so that I don't cook my eggs. And it's not really real hot, but I'm doing this just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the rest of this. First off, I'm gonna start with my I'm going to slowly add in half a cup of almond flour. Go ahead and stir that in. And I'm stirring each ingredient really, really well into this. A lot of people say they find it difficult to cook with almond flour. I have been using almond flour now for so long, I've gotten used to it. But when I first started cooking with it, I had problems with getting used to the taste. And okay, and I'm going to pour this in a little bit at a time and mix it, the swerve. Make sure that's a half a cup. Okay. Mix in my sweetener. Now this is supposed to make at least 16 small brownies. And I will add everything together to let you know what the total carbs are and everything like that. And as you see, I'm just adding in a little bit of the dry ingredients at a time and whipping these in. Okay, that is all of the monk fruit sweetener there. Let me mix this up. Next, I'm going to add a 1/3 cup cocoa powder. Here's my cocoa powder. We go ahead and open it. Like I said, I'm using the Hershey's cocoa 100%. There's a 1/3 cup of the cocoa powder. Put that over there where it's a little on the table. Go ahead and stir this in. Okay. Whew. And I'm kind of rocking this everywhere. I don't have my apron on. I don't even know if I have an apron here. I always get everything mixed up with being in Seattle. This looks so good. Okay. Start some more cocoa powder. Stir the rest of the cocoa powder. I want to make sure that I have everything mixed up really, really well. Now, it's optional to you. You can add in nuts to this, like pecans if you have them. You can add in walnuts. You can add in chocolate chips. If I decide to use chocolate chips, they do have some that are, what I want to say, sugar-free. Chocolate chips, I wasn't able to find those, but I do have some semi-sweet, and I may add those in are some of those into these chunks. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan so I can get that together. And I'm going to go ahead and get these brownies popped in the oven, you all. But that's your brownies if you have everything just up there. Okay. Put these into here. I use a spatula, so I'm going to get as much of it as I can. And I decided not to add the chocolate chips, y'all, because it's going to give it a little bit more calories. And I want to keep this as low calorie as possible. You're already going to be shocked at how low calorie it is once I give you the numbers. And also I'll share the recipe with you. While these are cooking, I'll share the recipe. Go ahead. Go ahead and put these in the pan. Should have used a round pan. A square pan. Okay. Okay, so there we have the keto brownies made with almond flour. I'm going to go ahead and pop these in the oven, and next time you see these will be brownies. Sometimes we do have a tendency to get sweet tooth, or we want to have something pleasurable that we consider pleasurable. I would see others eat brownies because I buy brownies for my husband every time I go to the store. Brownies, muffins, cookies, those type of things. So I want to have something in the house for me this week, and I have a sweet tooth, so I am making, like I said, some keto brownies. I'm going to go ahead and share that recipe with you. Let's go ahead in the room. I'm going to go ahead and sit down, talk about that while the brownies are cooking. Okay, so I am sitting down now to go ahead and share with you the recipe for the keto almond flour brownies that I made. This is supposed to make 16 servings of the brownie, and this is a ketogenic recipe. And these are simple ingredients. You're going to be using almond flour and either Swerve or your sweetener of choice. Today I used monk fruit. Normally I use Swerve, but I was out of my Swerve. Only Swerve I have is the confectioners, and I want to use the regular Swerve today. So for the ingredients, I had 2 eggs. Make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. Half a cup of melted butter, which is a stick of butter. Make sure that it's cool so that you don't cook your eggs when you pour your butter in there. A teaspoon of vanilla, half a cup of Swerve, half a cup of almond flour, 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking powder, and a handful of walnuts or sugar-free chocolate chips, pecans, nuts, or whatever you choose to add in additionally to your almond flour. Now when you first start making them, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Go ahead and line or grease a baking dish that you're going to be using. You can either use a round pan or a square pan, whatever suits your fancy. In a large bowl, you're going to mix all of the wet ingredients together first, and then slowly add in your dry ingredients in any order that you choose. Once you're done, go ahead and pour the batter into your pan, your baking dish, put it in the oven and bake for anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. I would start checking my brownies at around 20 minutes. The center should be pretty moist when you take them out of the oven because they're going to continue to bake in the pan, and let them cool for about 10 minutes before you cut them. So I have about 4 or 5 minutes left on my brownies, so I'm getting ready to go in and check them. But that's the recipe for the keto brownies made with almond flour. If you want something that's very, very low carb, be sure and try those. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what the carb count is for everything and give you the macros on that also. Okay, so I finished putting everything into Carb Manager so that I could get my macros for the keto brownies that I made. Okay, one slice is, the net carbs is only 1 gram, you all. The total carbs are 9 grams. Protein is 1 gram. Fat is 9 grams, and calories are 92. That is for one slice, and that is based upon having 14 slices, which is what I came up with. I think that's really pretty good as far as having a keto snack. So those are the macros, so that you'll know exactly what you're eating and what you're getting when you make these brownies. And these are the brownies. They are done. And I almost feel like I let them overcook a little bit because I feel like they should be a little bit more moist there. But we're going to see when they cool off for about 10 minutes. Anyhow, the brownies are ready. I'm going to go ahead and cut these. Let's go ahead and look at this. Cut these evenly as much as I can. I'll go ahead and take these out the pan. And I'll see how they taste also. So here is the brownie. You can see how good that looks. Look at that. Mm, mm. It is so good and so moist. Right on. Let's see how many I got. And they actually stay together really good. That's just left in the pan. I don't eat that. Anyhow, these are the brownies. And like I said, I got a total of 14 out. Anyhow, those are the keto brownies. Okay. Make sure you try this recipe. If you do, let me know how they taste. Okay, how they came out. Mm, really, really good.